This new casting for House of the Dragon, I'm going to be very upfront with you. I don't like this character at all. Nothing against the actor. This isn't an attack on the actor. I don't like the character at all, and I feel like if he would have been able to control himself, we would have had a lot more dragons at the time of the books. Well, we probably wouldn't even have the books because the Targaryens would most likely still be in control. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep my panties, not in a twist over this. George announced on his Not a Blog that they have officially cast Criston Cole. So really quick, here is a blurb or what George wrote on his Not a Blog about this character, and then I'll talk a little bit about my feelings.
He is the common-born son of the steward to the Lord of Blackhaven. He has no claim to lands or titles. All he has is his honor and his skill with sword and lance. He is a challenger, a champion, cheered by the commons, beloved of the ladies. He is a lover, or is he? A seducer, or is he? A betrayer, or is he? A breaker of hearts and a maker of kings. Fire and Blood readers know him as Sir Criston Cole. House of the Dragon viewers will know him as Fabian Frankel. In some of his other roles, Frankel has been the son of Dennis Franz, NYPD Blue, and the lover of Emilia Clarke, Last Christmas, and now he is getting tangled up with some more Targaryens. We shall see how that goes. Welcome to Westeros, Fabian, and do keep that sword sharp.
Okay, here's just something really quick I feel like we can all agree on. No one can refute this. 100%. Everyone is on my side. Sir Cole is a fucking piece of shit who, if he would have kept himself in check, the Seven Kingdoms wouldn't have suffered so much. And fuck you. And I know he's described as being hot in lore, so I'm glad that they cast someone hot to also play him. Not because I just want to stare at attractive people. I mean, that's always a fun thing about television. They usually cast very attractive men and women. But also I like it when they cast someone hot as a character I don't like, because it just adds to my whole sexual confusion of having a burning hatred towards someone I'm so sexually attracted to. Also, I know that eye color isn't a big deal to a lot of people, but I do wonder if they're going to give him colored contacts to... I think it would be hard with how brown his eyes are to put in contacts that give him the pale green eyes of Cole. I feel like if they're going to do that, they're going to do it in post, and they're probably not going to do it. I don't know. I mean, I guess eye color really doesn't matter, but it's kind of like a nice touch when they match the canon eye color in book lore. And I don't know, maybe you like him, maybe he's your favorite character in the history of the Dance of the Dragons, and if so, you can let me know in the comment section down below. I just think he was a spoiled brat that got spurned, and he also was incredibly homophobic and an asshole and went against the dead king's wishes just because he wanted more power and to be able to control someone a bit better. Does it seem like these castings are a bit late? I figured they would be a little bit further along. I mean, for all we know, maybe this happened months and months ago and they just gave George the all clear. Maybe that was part of George's contract with them, how he said he signed a bunch of deals with HBO. Maybe him being able to break certain things first is part of that. Like, hey, I want to be more involved. I want to give more good news to people that come to my website to give me death threats because the Winds of Winter isn't done. That's not funny. Don't give death threats to elderly people, or just people in general. Speaking of Georgian death threats, there's been some talk lately by people that work closely with George that maybe the Winds of Winter will be done soon, and I don't want to get my hopes up. I don't want to go off of it and go, oh my gosh, they're saying that this is gonna happen soon and this is so exciting, because every time I feel like we get a little bit of that news, it turns out that George does not a blog and goes, oh yeah, I'm not there, so I'm gonna be dead before the Winds of Winter comes out, and that's perfectly fine, that's okay. But man, what's also weird is lately there have been people that are closer to George and HBO talking about how HBO might be down for a reboot of Game of Thrones in the future, and I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like if it did happen, they would wait till all the books were done, but when are all the books gonna be done? When's the Dream of Spring gonna be done? So what are they saying? Hey, in 2070, we are totally down to reboot Game of Thrones, which I could absolutely see. I mean, think about all the reboots we've done from even 80s movies. So I could definitely see, it's the year 2070. Dream of Spring has been finished. Apparently, George has lived to 100 plus, and now we're gonna redo this classic, and we're gonna make it even more BAMF. Think about the technology that they can have to do all of it. I know you guys have been pushing quite a bit about it being animated, and I think that's fine. I like animation. I like cartoons, anime. It doesn't bother me. I think you can do a lot more with animation, and you can do things that perhaps are a bit harder with live action, but we still have to wait for A Dream of Spring to be done. So whether it's a reboot, a live action reboot, or they animate it, it's a waiting game, and I just can't see that happening within the next decade. Maybe you can. I definitely can't. That being said, again, I'm not shitting on animation because I love all the animation that HBO has done, and I wish they would do more history and lore, and how they did Aegon's Conquest was absolutely gorgeous. So if they want to take more bits and pieces of history, I think they could make an entire show of it. But do any of you believe the hype lately of people that work closer with George that The Winds of Winter will come out? I can't see it coming out this year. I mean, maybe 2022, but I don't want to get my hopes up just to have them utterly crushed and, cry. Well, I always cry, but, cry more. I have a reserve of tears I want to keep. How would you feel about this? And you can let me know if you absolutely hate it, or you love it, or it's better than nothing. Okay, what if George just doesn't want to finish the books? Like, it's not his passion, he wants to work on television and all that, and he tells them, and he works on the animation for the whole Game of Thrones show. Exactly how he wants it, exactly how. So instead of just writing it all in a book, he can script it out, which he seems to like scripting out shows a lot better. So we get it animated, not live action, and we get it exactly in the vision of how George wants it. I feel like, would that be a good compromise, or would that just still enrage the shit out of people? Anyways, like this video if you like the world of Ice and Fire. Subscribe to this channel if you like dinosaurs.